I'm Jessie Marie Does Stuff here on FlossTube, and I am here on this Wednesday, October 17th, 2018. October. With my next update video. I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope that your October is going off without any complications whatsoever. If you are joining in on the Dark October stitching, the enabling is real. I have almost spent the Mega Millions jackpot that nobody has won yet on Dark October stitching stuff. But I've managed to hold off. So this is not going to be a very long video. So don't blink because you might miss it. I mean, it's only been like, what, 4 days since my last video, so, like, there's no reason, 5.5, whatever, there's no reason for this to be too long. I just have a couple of things that I've worked on, and I don't have near the haul that I did last time, but I have some kind of random things. Whips, haul, usual suspects. I have one question, I have a demo, so yeah, just a bunch of random little things. So let's just go ahead and get right in. The first announcement that I have, and I guess the only, I didn't do notes this time, so we'll see how quickly I come to regret that. Anyway, the only announcement that I have is a demo. And I think that I'm going to stick the demo at the end of the video just because not everybody's going to want to watch it. It's a real quick, like 3-minute demo on how to do the hashtags underneath your video in FlossTube. I mentioned in the video that it seems like a lot of people have already figured it out, but just in case you are like, I'm going to need somebody to show me how to do that, because I know that a lot of people are visual learners, that is going to be at the end of the video. So if you want to watch that, I'm going to insert here the timestamp that you can skip forward to see that. Oh, there is one more announcement. Tomorrow, Thursday, October 18th, 2018, is a big day. It's a really big day. First of all, it's technically the unofficial early bird start to Stitch Fest in Herndon, Virginia. I'm so excited. I keep, like, periodically, I'm like, all right, stay cool. You've been to 2 retreats this year, so, like, you don't need to be freaking out. And then I'll have periods where, like, my stomach is doing flips. Like, I'm all excited. Excited, nervous, anxious, nervous-sided, something like that. But the other thing that tomorrow is Thor's 6th birthday. My bully butt, who you can probably hear snoring, is turning 6 tomorrow. And yeah, I have a 6-year-old, or a 42-year-old if you want to go in dog years. My baby boy. So yeah, his birthday is tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to do anything special because I'm leaving. Danny was like, Thor, how do you feel? Your mom's leaving you on your birthday. Yeah. But anyway, so just thought that I would mention that his birthday's tomorrow. Okay. So that is it for announcements. So then let's go ahead and switch over to Q&A. I had one question that was asked a few weeks ago that I didn't address last week, but I had planned on addressing today. And the question is coming from Beth Fred, and she was like, how on earth do you choose fabrics for designs? Like, how do you go about that? Can you show your process? So I have a really great example for that. So I'm going to show you kind of what my thinking was. And so we're just going to pair a fabric together for Garden of Erie. I've already paired it, but this will kind of help show how I do things. Okay, so this is Garden of Erie by Plum Street Samplers, and this is one of my potential new starts if it comes up. And so the way that I usually pick fabrics, I start with the recommended. And the recommended is a Lakeside Linens 36 count vintage sand dune. Okay, well that doesn't tell me a whole lot. I don't have vintage sand dune in my stash, so let me find an alternative. Looking at it, it's a pretty pale neutral. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to my fabric stash, and I just brought these 2 bins. This is one of those like cart things that has 6 drawers that I got from Michael's, I think. And so it's got these mesh baskets, and these are my hand dyeds. So I have, on the bottom is Under the Sea Fabrics, and on the top, or no, on the bottom is Hand Dyed by Stephanie, on the top is Under the Sea. And so, okay, so the one that they call for is a neutral. So let me go ahead and pull a neutral. Let's see here. Actually, I still have the ones that I was considering kind of laid out. All right. I have my fabrics sort of together in this book thing. And so I'm going to open up to the center like that, and then just kind of flip through and see what I like. And I'm not really saying much for neutrals, but we knew this. We knew that my neutral stash was kind of lame. So that's what I typically do. I flip through the book at potentials. Okay. So I know that I have, because I just showed it to you guys last week, Toasted Almond from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. So could I use this? Yeah, that's a potential. But, and I know particularly with this piece, I have visions in my head of some previously finished ones or some that are currently in progress. And so, for instance, I know that Olivia B., I just watched her latest vlog this morning. She just started this on Murky. So that's a consideration. I could pull Murky. I don't have Murky, but I have alternatives. So could go that route. But then I'm thinking of Sim Swanks or Swanky Sim, and Michelle Bendy. And theirs are on this purple or bluey purple. I know that Michelle Bendy's was kind of a gray bluey purple, and Jill's is like a kind of a brighter purple. So that kind of, and I love the way that those look finished. That's the important thing. I love the way that they look. So then I would kind of come back to this and pull some purples. And so I have this, which is Sugar Plum Fairies from Hand Dyed by Stephanie. It's a little wild, but that could be cool. I have Daphne by Under the Sea Fabrics. More pinky, but also could be cool. And I pulled Sagebrush because I thought that would look kind of cool. We have essentially, I mean, I know it's Adam and Eve, but it looks like Frankenstein's monster and his bride. And so this is kind of Frankenstein-y, kind of cool and grungy. So that could be fun. And I also pulled Double Dipped Keone from Under the Sea Fabrics. So this I had originally pegged for my Fabulous Women in History from Clouds Factory. So there's that. And then sometimes I will pull threads. I didn't for this one, but I just kind of consider them for what they are and what I like them with this. So Toasted Almond, I'm actually going to take that out because I've got that pegged for different things and I don't necessarily want a neutral for Garden of Berry. This, I think, is a little bit too wild, so I'm going to take that out. This, I think, is too pink. It's really pretty pinky. Yeah, so I'm going to take that one out. So then we come to these two. And if I open up Sagebrush, it's, this fabric is kind of interesting because it's like, it's kind of base colored for most of it, but then there's splotchy bits, and I don't love this for this project. So that might be out. I mean, splotchy is okay. That's not a problem. It's just that I don't know, it might take away from things. Plus, the clouds are in that color. This is all done in, well, it's done in NPIs, but yeah, I think the clouds might clash a little bit too much with this. And I go back to really loving how some of the current ones are looking that other people are doing. I will admit that I'm a big fan of Copycat. I think that this is what I'm going to do. So this is Double Dips Keone that I have pegged for Garden of Erie. So that's just kind of how I do things. It's fluid and nothing is certain. Some things I want the called for, some things I want plain, some things it's okay if it's a little bit more wild, and you're going to see that here in a little bit. So anyway, so that's how I go through the process of picking fabrics. And I need to up my neutral stash game because I have a lot of brights and I don't necessarily want so many brights. Anyway, so that is that. Beth, I hope that helps. I also rely pretty heavily when I can on the viewer, theviewer.net. I will link that in the description box below. That's pretty fabulous. It gives you an opportunity to overlay the design on fabrics from a whole host of dyers. And they keep it updated pretty regularly. So that's a really great resource. So there's that. Okay, so that is it for the announcements. That is it for the Q&A. Let's go ahead and get into the works in progress for the last 5 or 6 days. The last I saw you, I was working on Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. So this is what that gorgeousness will look like finished. Loosely, kind of, sort of. And this gorgeous gothic cameo needle minder there. Love this. Love this a lot. And this I am stitching on 32 count Sassenach by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. This was a fabric of the month from last year at some point, I don't know when. And so here's where I got to. So as you can tell, maybe, I added in my second color of the border. And so it's just a touch darker. That's, is it Gast or Classic Colorworks Espresso Bean? I think it's Classic Colorworks. And I think that Hick Sticks. Oh, now I'm all confused. Whatever. Espresso Bean and Hick Sticks are my border colors. And so what I wanted to do was get this section of the outer border done and then to bring up this sort of zigzag chevron looking border. I wanted to get the second color of that in. And I ended up having a whole bunch left of the length, and so I did the A and this little border in here. And so that little border sort of intersects with the orange. I really wanted to get some of the orange in, but I ran out of time. So anyway, so that's Blackbird Designs Away We Ride, and I could totally foresee myself working on this obsessively. Yeah, I could totally see myself doing that. So this went into the whip wheel, and we will see if it comes out again in October. I doubt it. We're quickly running out of time, and I still have yet to work on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, so it's kind of a bummer. That was Friday. Then Saturday was Dark 13 stitching, so I had another new start, and I spun the wheel with you guys last week. So as you will know, it pulled Merry Halloween from Pineberry Lane. And my needle minder is not, it's not spooky, but it will make sense here in a minute. So I started this on Saturday, and this would be a really easy project to finish up in a matter of a couple of days. But I had strange stitching this weekend. So Saturday we celebrated Danny's grandmother's 94th birthday. So that was pretty cool. We went and hung out with her and had cake and pizza, and it was pretty good. I didn't get too close to anybody because I was still feeling kind of crummy, and yeah, that would not have been good. And then we also had the Virginia Tech football game against UNC, which should have been much easier than it was. It was a nail biter, and I couldn't stitch while watching the game. Then on Sunday, I took a big nap in the middle of the day. So this should be done, but it's not yet. But it's okay. So I started this on 32 count. This is that wild fabric I was telling you about. 32 count Belfast from Under the Sea Fabrics in Brigid, or Brigid, or Brigid, or something. And so yeah. Oh, I left threads hanging. So that's where I got to. This fabric is so much fun. And it's like hokey colors. We've got some orange bits and some maroon bits, which is why we have the Virginia Tech needle minder. I started it, I was working on it during the Tech football game. I think I might have put in 3 stitches during the game. The fabric is kind of maroon and orange. It's not coming up quite as deep as it really is. Like the fabric color is coming out a little bit faded, but it's pretty gorgeous. I'm not quite at the bottom here. I still have another 10 to 15 stitches or so to go to reach the real bottom. So there is that, and I love this. I'm stitching it using Anchor Black because I just like that inky black dark coverage. I love the font style. I love how wacky and inconsistent it is, and how the letters go from really tall to not very. This has just been, it's been a lot of fun to stitch. The border I thought would drive me crazy. It has not thus far. It's pretty good. And so now I just have fun stuff. I've got the pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern, the plant, a couple of cats. This is very cool. So there is that. And I have decided that I'm going to take this with me and try to finish it while at Stitch Fest. So there's that. Probably a couple more good days, or stitching retreat 3 days to get that done. So there's that. So I stopped working on that on Sunday, and that also went into the whip wheel just in case it got pulled this week. It didn't. So Monday morning, I drew my next project, and that was Clouds Factory's Haunted House. And I adore this piece. So I have 2 versions of this. I had bought it twice. I had purchased it twice. Once from Clouds Factory's Etsy store. I don't know if they still have an Etsy store. And then again when they opened up their website. And the formatting of the 2 designs are very different. So this one that I have been working from, page 1 cuts off about here. Pages 1 and 2. So we have page 2 and page 1. And it cuts off about there. The other one, it's only 6 pages. This one I think is 8. Something like that. The other one is only 6 pages and it cuts off about here. So I've been working from this one, and the reason that I mention all that is that my goal was to finish pages 1 and 2 from this design, from this version. And basically what that meant was the moon and the bats, and I had a little bit of this top turret to do. And so I worked on this on Monday and Tuesday, and this is on 32 count Belfast. This was my first Under the Sea fabrics. This is Umbriel. And, oh yeah, I'm working on it upside down because of placement with the splotchier bits. And here's where I'm at currently. Yeah, sure, we'll do this. So, I love this. I absolutely love it. The moon is giving me life. I'm just gonna fold in here a little bit. So that you guys can get a closer version. Oh, I just love this. The moon is so good. Again, I thought about converting to a blood moon because it's bigger and it's a little bit more detailed. It's got like the craters and such. So I thought that it would be a good opportunity to do the blood moon. And again, I thought that it would clash with this turret of the house done in 915. Just a little bit too much red and pink clashing. So I decided against it and I went with the traditional moon. I do love it. I think it's so effective. And so I'm a big fan. And then I did this little bit of the cloud that's going to kind of wrap in around here. The bats, oh my goodness, do I love the bats. Love them. And there's a couple more down here. And then this guy hanging upside down in the belfry. I'm calling that a belfry even though there's no bell, but whatever. So that's that. And I was very sad to put this down. I started this piece in September of 2015. And I'm embarrassed by how much I don't have done yet. So anyway, and I've said this before, but this is my reason for not doing the Tiny Modernist haunted house because, yep, I've got one. So there is that, and that came off the whip wheel, so hopefully I'll get some work on that next year. I'd really like to have that finished for Halloween, maybe for next year. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we stitch black. So I pulled out my piece for that in my Mama Lee Calaveras bag. Are you guys bored of seeing this already? I hope not. And that is Hocus Pocus by the Prairie Schooler. Love this. Much fun. And my fabric for this is a 32 count Belfast in cream from Zweigart. And I put in one entire length, so essentially 6 strands of this into this piece this morning. I'm almost done with that black. I can't believe how fast floss gets eaten up by this piece. But nonetheless, so I'm almost done with the black in this block. The feathers are done in black, and so I won't do that until after I fill it in with the gray. I still have some tail stitches and then the bottom of the block. And then that black will be finished as far as the black is concerned, but I'm digging it. Digging that a lot. Again, anchor black, because October really for me just spells anchor black. That's essentially what it is. So, love this, and looking forward to pulling it out again next Wednesday. Maybe sooner if it gets pulled, because this is in the whip wheel. So we'll see what happens. So that is everything that I have worked on up until this point. So let's move into plans. I should be spinning my wheel with you guys here on screen because I need to pull a new whip. I've worked on one and I need 2 more until I get another new start. However, Christine at Stitch All the Things reminded me that we are doing Poison Garden. And so this is a perfect opportunity for me to pull out Poison Garden. I'm so excited. I can't even tell you. So this is on 28 count antique white cast shell from Zweigart. This was my New Year, New Start. And I might have to fray check that end. And here's where I'm starting from. And I'm so excited to get back to this. So Christine posted about hers a couple days ago and yesterday. She's got the center all beaded. So find her on Instagram so that you can see that. It's so stunning. And my gorgeous shiny spider. So that is where I'm starting from. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm going to work on this today and for a very little bit tomorrow before I head out. And then maybe on Sunday or Monday when I get back, depending on when I get back on Sunday. This is not going to travel with me to Stitch Fest because it goes on my big frame, and yeah, that's not happening. Plus, this is just too involved to work on while at a Stitchy retreat. So, I'm so excited. I can't stop showing it. I'm so excited. So there's that, and this is being stored in my Diana made project envelope. Oh, Diana, I love this still so much. So good. So there is that. Love that. And so that kind of wraps up my plans. Well, I guess not entirely. On Friday, I will be working on the horror movie Alphabet because I would like to stitch Michael Myers on the 19th. I'm also starting Scary Night 2 by Hand Blessings at some point over the next few days. I'm trying to think what else. What else? I can't think of anything else concrete. And then when I get home at the weekend, I will spin for next week. Let's switch over to some stash acquisitions. And by some stash acquisitions, I mean one. I got my fabric of the month from September, I think. I think this is from September, from Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. And this is called Night's Watch. And it's not purple. That's better. That's better. That's a closer representation right there. Probably because I got the light right there. So yeah, this is stunning, and I have no idea what's going to go on it, but something fabulous. So there's that. My nest egg should be arriving tomorrow, approximately 45 minutes after I leave. So that's great. So I'll have that to show you next week, but I don't have it this week. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the video. And here is where things are going to get fun. So it's time to celebrate 4,000 subscribers, which, by the way, thank you to everybody who has subscribed over the years and who continues to come back and watch my videos. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And we are also celebrating. We are also celebrating 5 years. So as you all know, this past August was my 5-year FlossTube anniversary, and it's hard to believe that it's been that long, and also it feels like it's been over in like that. And so to say thank you, I would like to do a bit of a giveaway. Now, I racked my brain trying to figure out what I was going to do. Was I going to give you guys something from my stash? But there wasn't really anything. And so here's what I've decided. There are kind of 2 options here. One winner, but 2 options that you can choose from. The first option is that I am going to spend up to $45 to sort of put together a surprise box based on your wish list. So let's say you've got 10 or 15 charts in your wish list and some fabrics and some random things. Then what I'll do is I will ask you for some sort of access to your wish list, and then I will order those things and have them sent to you. You won't know what it is until it gets there. But up to $45. $40 for 4,000 or $5 and 5 for 5 years. That does not include shipping. So if you are in Australia, I will spend up to $45 on stuff and then whatever it is to ship it to you. That's irrelevant. So we can go that route. But if you're like, oh yeah, but I don't know if I really want you to get into my wish list and pick things, or if you don't really have a wish list, or you're not really sure what if that's kind of your thing, then I will be giving away a $50 gift certificate. Again, $45 and then $5 to sort of offset shipping to whoever wins. So you can either get the $45 mystery box and shipping is on me, or the $50 gift certificate to spend wherever you like. So if your favorite shop is 123 Stitch or so-and-so or Lakeside or Heaven and Earth or whatever, one gift certificate for $50. So I thought that would be fun. So here's some rules for the giveaway. Do not mention giveaway in your comment anywhere, or gift certificate or anything like that. Don't say anything like that. I will delete comments. I don't want to do that. I don't want to cancel your opportunity. What I would like you to put instead is something in your comment saying, I would like to stitch, and then anything in your wish list. Something that you have in stash that you haven't started, something on your 123 Stitch wish list now, your unicorn, whatever. That's just cluing me in that you would like to be entered for the giveaway without saying the G word. So you won't necessarily get what you put there. Like if y'all are asking for anything by the Primitive Needle, I'm just warning you, you're probably not going to get anything from the Primitive Needle. Where was I going with that thought? But just anything in there, just to clue me in that you want to be entered. When I draw the winner, I will converse with you, and we will decide if you want the gift certificate or the surprise box from your wish list. But we will do that after the winner is chosen. Let's see, what are the other rules? You must be 18 or older to enter. If you are not quite 18 yet, then please get your parents' permission, because I will need your address, either email or physical address. And so, yeah, mom, dad, guardian, somebody needs permission to give permission. Let's see. We are going to let this run for 2 weeks. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect, because I think that 2 weeks from today is Halloween. Yes, this is perfect. Okay, so 2 weeks from today, on Wednesday, October 31st, 2018, I will be filming that day, and I will be drawing a winner. And then we will go from there. So, 2 weeks, don't say giveaway, be 18 or older to provide me with your information, otherwise get permission, and say, I would like to stitch, insert your wish list item here. I think that that's everything with regards to the giveaway and how this is going to work. Hello there everybody, how's it going? So I'm just going to do a real quick demo here to show you guys how to add in the hashtags on your YouTube or FlossTube videos. I know it seems like a lot of people have figured out how to do it. It's a real simple process, super easy. But just in case you're like still on the fence about how to do it, this is just a real quick demo to show you how. So this is my video from last week, and as you can see, I don't have the hashtags there. I did remove them just for the purposes of this demo, but they will go in right here and they will light up blue. So here's how this works. You're going to go to your video, and while you're logged into your account, you should have this button pop up over here that says Edit Video. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to bring you to this Creator Studio screen here. So what I'm going to do is roll down here. Now with the hashtags, you have a couple of options. You can put them in the title. However, your title is limited on the number of characters, so you have to pay attention to that. You also might not want your hashtags in the title. You can also put them anywhere in the description box, so anywhere in this region. And I like to put mine all the way at the bottom. So I'm going to come down here, and I have this copied already to my clipboard, so I'm just going to paste them in. I didn't want to forget which ones I was using. And so there they are. It does limit you to 3. So it will probably just take the first 3. If you put a hashtag in your title and then you put them again down here, I'm not exactly sure why, but it kind of negates the hashtags. So just pay attention to that. So for instance, one of my videos, I titled it hashtag Dark October Stitching. I had to remove the hashtag from the title in order for these 3 to show up underneath the video there. And it like totally negates any hashtags that you try to include. So that is them. So I'm going to hit Save Changes here. And so all changes saved. So I'm going to roll back up and come to the video. Now, when I come to the video, they might not be included immediately. Sometimes it takes a refresh or two to get them to pop up, but they will. And I can never get the ads paused in time. So bear with me here. There might be a rush of sound. And it was like, oh, yeah. That skipped the ad altogether. So it showed up immediately, I guess, that I waited long enough before clicking over to the video. So here they are. Those are the 3 hashtags that I use, and you can see that my my mouse icon switches to the finger, and I'm going to click on the FlossTube one, and here are all of the videos tagged hashtag FlossTube. All sorts of goodness going on in there. So that is just a real quick sort of demo on how to do that. If you guys have any questions, by all means, ask them. I'll be happy to help. Once again, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody for your continued support of me and my channel. Thank you for your comments and your likes and your subscriptions. With that, everybody take care, happy stitching, and as always, be kind. The people all want to know, what is it like to turn 6? Oh, that's right, you don't know yet. You haven't turned 6 yet. Yeah, I know. Hey, Thor. Hey, Thor. Will you say hi? Can you say hi to William? Can you say hi to Lori? You can. Can you give high fives? Can you give a high five? You can. That was so good. Good job, big guy. Good job. As you can see, the king here, the sofa was not squishy enough. He needed a blanket to lay down. He needed a blanket to lay on top of as well. Yeah, I know. It's a tough life.